Happy Friday, Algorand traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. As I mentioned, it's Friday, February 16th. Hope you're doing awesome and hope you have a great weekend ahead. In this video, we're going to dive into the Algorand chart. We're going to take a look at the technicals and what to expect in terms of price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. I'll give my thoughts and opinions, but it is just that, my own thoughts and opinions, and this is not financial advice as always. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. You should never ever buy or sell anything based on anything that I write or anything that I say. Also, I do own, full disclosure, I do own Algo in my portfolio. It's one of my top 5 picks, and I'm going to be doing a video very soon as well, so you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Going to do an MJ portfolio update, crypto portfolio. I've already done a MJ, so the devil's lettuce. I get a couple questions from the community a lot lately. Is one of the questions is, what is MJ? It's the devil's lettuce. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe. All that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos, like I mentioned. And you can give us a follow over on X, which is formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And I recently just posted a video on Chainlink and Hedera as well. But Algorand, Chainlink, Hedera, all one of my top 5 picks for sure in this next, well, I would argue that we're already in a bull market, but the next alt season, I think we're going to see these coins absolutely erupt. And your XRPs, your XLMs, you can't forget about those as well. Those are actually my biggest holding, XRP being my biggest, but very bullish on Algo, very bullish on Chainlink, very bullish on Hedera Hashgraph as well for the long term. They're definitely in my top 5. All of them, those are my top 5. So that's a little bit of a spoiler alert into that video, but I'll do a whole MJ portfolio. I keep saying that, MJ, crypto portfolio breakdown. And the reason why I keep saying MJ is because I've already done one for 2024. And a lot of people on our channel follow MJ stocks. So if you're not familiar with Pow Group, Pursuit of Wealth, essentially we're a trading and investing community. We specialize in MJ stocks first and foremost. So the devil's lettuce, cannabis. And then secondly, crypto and blockchain. And right now I'm doing a little bit more emphasis on blockchain and crypto because I believe that we're going to see a massive alt season here in the not too distant future. I think it's a mere months away, whereas MJ is probably quite a ways out before we really start to see any kind of euphoria and all-time highs, that type of thing. So right now my focus is on altcoins, and then I'm going to be looking to take profit, more than likely I would say take profit over the next 3 to 6 months, and then I'm going to rotate that into more MJ stocks, right? So that's my game plan. Again, you should never ever buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or anything that I do. That's just my own thoughts and opinions. But we'll dive into the chart here on Algo. You can see here that it's a daily bull flag. Actually, we had a brief daily high or low here. Very, very brief consolidation. You can see that we had lots of buying pressure as well with those 3 lower wicks right on the 0.32 fib. As long as we held 17.4 cents, it was still a potential for a bullish continuation pattern, which is that of a bull flag. And if you take the measured move with the Fibonacci from the low to the high, and then move that out to your 0.32 fib there, you can see here we're targeting about 20.6 cents on the daily time frame. So I wouldn't be surprised. Well, we hit yesterday 19.7 cents, so we came very close to seeing that bull flag target met. We came within 4.5%, but once we broke the high there at 18.5 cents, that confirmed the daily bull flag, and then the measured move targeting 20.6. So even if you just entered there on that brief daily consolidation, that would have been 20% of upside, right? So great swing trade opportunity. We also did EMA 12 and 26 bull cross lining up into that bull flag, adding more confluence, and we were nowhere near daily overbought either. So we had lots of runway there before we started to see a little bit of a cool off, a healthy correction. And with the amount of upside and attention that the altcoins have been getting, look at VeChain over the last couple of days, and then look at Solana over the last couple of months, we're starting to see one by one. And usually these utility coins, your XRPs, your XLMs, your Hederas, your Chainlinks, Algos, those usually move last, right? Because they're the ones that have the most value, realistically, utility driven. So what happens is usually the less valuable ones, like your Bitcoins, your Dogecoins, right? These meme coins, Bitcoin doesn't really do anything. Just because it was first doesn't mean it's going to be last. I equate it to the dial-up of the internet days, right? Just because you're first doesn't mean you're going to be the end all be all. And in my opinion, Bitcoin technically is the least technological advancement out there, right? It was the first one. Why should we stop innovating there? So when smart people like yourself and myself who are analyzing this industry, and we know that we don't even know who created Bitcoin, right? And then the SEC won't say whether or not Ethereum is a security or not. They just gave, basically the green light for Prometheum, and Prometheum has now Ethereum, the first digital asset security. So I think the writing is on the wall there. I think we know where they're going with Ethereum. I think they're going to target them next, potentially, not in and of itself as security, maybe with staking, because technically there's a common enterprise. But in my opinion, those are distractions away from the real world utility, right? And your real world utility is your XRPs, your XLMs, your algos, your chain links, your Hederas, right? That are actually being used by enterprise level grade software and world elites in countries around the world, right? And governments around the world, central banks, etc. So at this point, it's a broken record at this point. We all know that the utility coins are we know that they're going to win the day more than likely, but there's a lot of turbulence along the way. And we have to sit here and fight the FOMO with these coins that, meme coins that don't really do anything, these highly speculative coins, right? But the great news is usually the utility coins run at the end. And in my opinion, the next bull market and they're pretty much every other bull market thereafter is going to be utility driven, right? We're going to see the Dogecoins go away. Maybe not Dogecoin itself, because Elon himself loves it so much. He could probably keep the project afloat just with his own capital and with his own influence. But I personally don't own any Dogecoin. I wouldn't own it. I wouldn't put a single penny into it. Don't care. Really do not care at all. I'm here for life-changing wealth. I'm here for generational wealth. And I don't think Dogecoin is going to be one of them that stays around for the long term. Tons of people made money off of it. Great, not downplaying that. If you want to be, take your YOLO positions, even if you invested about $1,000 into some of these meme coins, but a year later they'd be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So by any means, don't hate making money. I don't hate making money. You shouldn't either. But for parking it for the long term, I have no confidence in any kind of meme coins. I have no confidence, realistically, even at Bitcoin at this point. I mean, could it go to 100 grand, 200K? Maybe, but we still don't know who the founder is. Imagine buying Apple stock and not knowing who the founder was, right? It's just kind of silly at the end of the day. But mind you, I bought Bitcoin when it was 3,000. I sold it around 40,000. I've never looked back. I'll never probably buy it ever again, because I know that it's just because you're first doesn't mean you're last. And there's enough there's enough sketchiness around it that I can't, until I know who created Bitcoin, I'll never invest another dollar into it. I've made my money. I get in at 3K, got out at 40K, put a lot of money into it, made money, running for the hills. I'll never look back until we find out who created it. And God forbid it wasn't Russia or, North Korea or something like that. I'm going to be focusing on coins and utility tokens that are actually being used, right? And that actually have promise for the future. But ALGO at the moment, we're not actually in a monthly uptrend. So that's one thing that I noticed. It's a bit of a lagger here. So we still need to form a monthly higher low and then a higher high. So we got some work to do here. We need to still top out here on the monthly, start monthly consolidation. It's 2 monthly inside bars in a row. Whichever way we break out of this inside bar, this multiple inside bar on the monthly time frame, will be very telling. Key resistance is at 24.4 cents. If we break that, we start the monthly bounce the first time in 2 months. And if we lose support at 14.8 cents, we start monthly consolidation for the first time in 2 months. And then we'll look for a higher low compared to 8.2 cents. We still need that higher low and higher high to be in a monthly uptrend, whereas a lot of names are already in monthly uptrends. For example, Bitcoin, low, high, higher low and higher higher low and higher high, very strong, clear, strong monthly uptrend. Whereas ALGO still hasn't gotten the higher low and higher high. So I wouldn't mind seeing ALGO pull back maybe around 10, 12 cents, form a monthly higher low. That'll be the one final buying opportunity, in my opinion, before liftoff. And you can see here we're starting to cross bearish on the stochastic and the MACD, get above the 10-week moving average as well. So it's looking good here. But usually when these cross, it takes a while for them to play out, right? These cross bullish here. We had a little bit of a pullback. We ran up to about 16 cents, pulled back down to around 13, and then we kept going up to around that 20-cent mark. And then same thing here, when we start to see that bull cross, it doesn't mean it's going to, it could, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going there tomorrow or next week or anything. Usually there's a bit of a cool off period. But right now we're holding that 50 weekly on the pullback there at 15 cents. So this is great to see. And we have strong resistance there at the 100 weekly at 26 cents. So 25 cents psychological. After that, we've got some runway until 57 cents at the 200 weekly. A lot of their names starting to trend back to their 200 weeklies as well. So if ALGO were to do something similar, that'd put us around 57 cents. And then on the daily time frame, this is a little bit of a cause for concern because we're seeing a potential bear cross of the 50 and the 100-day moving average, and that's generally not a great thing. But we are above all of our daily moving averages. I just wouldn't be surprised if we pulled back, maybe down to around that 15-cent mark, maybe around 13 cents, and then form a brief monthly higher low, give us that monthly trend change as well with a following monthly higher high. That would get us there into a monthly uptrend, but seeing a little bit of a clue here that we could see a little bit more downside here in the short to medium term on the daily time frame. So like I said, I think there might be one more final buying opportunity for a monthly higher low. If you're somebody who's on the sidelines, who doesn't have like a sizable position, if you're still looking to add to your algo bag, then like I said, on a monthly higher low somewhere around that, 13 to, I mean, realistically, can't go wrong starting to scale in at 15 cents. Even here, right, if we go back to all-time highs, you're looking at 15x from here almost. So $1,000 investment at current price levels back to all-time highs, you're looking at about $1,000 into $15,000. $15,000. And then something I like to do with these altcoins and coins in general is take a look at the fib extension levels. So when you don't have any price discovery beyond an all-time high, a common way to start to target some common levels and some common areas of resistance is usually using these Fibonacci extension levels, and then obviously psychological levels as well. So you can see that the all-time high is at $2.99, so $5 psychological would be a next major level of resistance, and that lines up right with the 1.618. It's 4.78 cents. So $4.78. So somewhere around that 1 to the 2.618 area would be a very strong level of resistance in my opinion, but a very realistic area to target. If you look at Bitcoin, in its past bear market and bull market, you can see here from the high to the low, it actually hit its 3.618 and then some. If you take a look at Ethereum did the similar thing, right? Where from the high of the bull market to the low of the bear market, it actually hit its 3.618, went from all the way down at 80 cents to the 2.618, extended that, hit the 3.618 at 4,900. We hit 48.67, right? So if Algo were to do something similar, that would put us, let's just see here, if we hit the 2.618, which is very conservative in my opinion, that'd be $7.68. If we hit the 3.618, that'd be $10.59. I think it's pretty much inevitable that Algo is going to hit $5 to $10. It's just whether or not it's going to be this bull cycle or the next one or the one after that. But personally, I think that this bull cycle, call it the next 6 to 12 months, I think Algo realistically has a very solid chance of reaching that $5 to $10 mark, somewhere around there. I'll probably be all out around $9. Definitely 80 to 90% of my portfolio or my holding in my algo bags will probably be liquidated at that point. Then I might hold 5-10% for the long term. But at this point, if we hit $7 to $9, I'm probably going to start to scale out around $6, $7, and then be all out before 10. And that's what I'm looking at. And then, maybe buy on the dip again. Maybe next market it goes to $100. Who knows, right? I think the sky's the limit with some of these altcoins. I think it's definitely possible. And I think that, at this point, it's anybody's guess on how high these things are really going to go. Some of these names, they've been, accumulated for so long. The longer the base, the higher in space, the greater the accumulation, the greater the expansion, as we all know. And the amount of accumulation and the amount of the size of this base is just unfathomable almost, right? Because we've just been in a brutal consolidation period on some of these names. Algorand still not even in a monthly uptrend yet. So I think it's going to be a massive laggard play. And like I said, it's definitely one of my top picks for 2024 and beyond. And putting my money where my mouth is as well. It's definitely in my top 5 holdings. But I'll do a video here on crypto in the not too distant future, maybe in a couple weeks or a couple months. I'll do an entire crypto, almost out of MJ, entire crypto portfolio breakdown with percentages, and then everybody can kind of have a full look inside of my crypto portfolio and see if that resonates with you, if that's similar to yours, or if there's something that you can potentially look into that might benefit you as well. But let me know your top 5 crypto holdings in the comment section below. Going in at there, it's Rob with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Expecting around 20 cents in the short term, maybe 21 cents on Algo. Short pullback, maybe to around 13 cents. Monthly higher low, buy the dip. That's what I'll be doing. Not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but that's what I'm looking for. And then ultimately, I think we could hit, I think $1 is pretty easily doable in this upcoming alt season here in the next few months. And then anywhere from around $3 to $5, on the low end, and then on the high end, I think we could hit anywhere from 7 to 9. All right, have a great night, have a great weekend ahead, and we shall see you again on the next video. Take care.